Amazon Studios have decided that women have had it far too easy for far too long, and have so elected to make a move that will guaranteeably increase the percentage of women hate in the world significantly. By assigning an all-female director team to the second season of perhaps the worst television series in history, The Rings of Power. Oh god. Like, there are poison chalices, and then there's this, which is presumably a dead ocean at this point. As anyone with 2 brain cells to rub together is already leaping overboard of this particular Amazonian ship as fast as their hands and feet can carry them, with the only kind of talented actor in the entirety of Season 1 already having leapt to safety, citing the need to find fresh and interesting challenges. Oh, I can absolutely bet you that's the reason and the rationale here, certainly. I mean, this guy is actually rather brilliant. You are being paid out the wazoo. Amazon is signing your checks. There isn't a more golden bird whose balls you can possibly tickle in the world, pretty much. And yet still, he sees the writing on the wall enough to jump ship now, whilst he still has a reputation intact. It's more than can be said for a lot of these people, I'm afraid, as, the worst part, all joking aside here, okay? I'm sure these are lovely and talented women. I frankly wouldn't know, because the episodes that this chick directed was Udun and the Eye. So the one of those is that weird kind of battle scene thingy in the... Well, like, what even happened? Was that them attacking the village, or was that them being attacked in the village? I genuinely can't remember the entire season. The only parts I remember about that season is the idiotic things, frankly. But that was the big battle scene. It must have involved a grand total of 20 people, I think. Epic in scale and scope, no doubt. And then Mount Doom exploded, because the goblins were playing around with steam, you see. And a bit of water and agricultural stuff. Yeah, that's how Mount Doom was created. Goblins playing with river water. It wasn't Morgoth, the literal Satan of the world, creating this volcano. No. Goblins and their leader. Fucking up agricultural irrigation. And again, that isn't even the director's fault. That's the worst part. The reason why the Season 1 of Rings of Power sucked like a black hole wasn't because there were too many penises directing the episodes, it's because it was written by a pair of talentless hacks who somehow, God alone knows, managed to convince a boardroom full of Amazon executives that they weren't actually lying their pretty little asses off in order to get their hands on an unfathomable quantity of cold hard cash. Which, hey, all credit to them, you know, you gotta respect the hustle if nothing else. But yeah, no, where do we even begin? See, this isn't going to save Season 2, it isn't gonna do shit for Season 2, it isn't gonna do shit for Amazon. If anything, I would imagine that this is either A, all of the other directors decided to follow the half-elf overboard as quickly as possible and handed in their resignation notes, or B, this is some form of defense play. They know they've got hot garbage on their hands, and trying to figure out some way to avoid criticism for this, they decided, what if we erected a shield of female bodies in between us and the critics? It might just work. And hey, it could. One of the remarkable things about Season 1 was that even the wokest, even the usually paid and bought media, even they couldn't really write a whole lot of good things about this first season of The Rings of Power. I remember some of the earliest reviews from the people who got pre-order access, not pre-order, but, pre-access to this, the people who have already received God only knows how much in Amazonian merchandise, their only praise was, oh, it looks pretty. The CG is sufficient. When even the paid shills can't give you the reach around you've requested, and paid for in advance, mind you. you are in some deep doo-doo, make no mistake about it. And, well, if it's an all-female directed team, at least that is one barrier that they can raise up. Like, hey, at least the directing is good, right? Well, we'll see about that. I mean, Season 1 at least had the opportunity to secure some good numbers by it being the Lord of the Rings. The first Lord of the Rings shows in ages. The, first Lord of the Rings TV show, full stop. Like, it had the opportunity to wow people. It had the opportunity to garner one of the largest audiences in television simply based on the strength of the name alone. And yet it managed to get outcompeted by Cobra Kai a few weeks later. Yeah. No, this is not going to work out very well, and I don't think increasing the percentage of vaginas is going to fix it, weirdly enough. To be fair, I don't think it's actively going to do any damage either, as, they could direct it as well as they damn well please. The writing is still going to be hot garbage. But, who knows? And you know what? It could also, on a bit more of an optimistic layer here, we know that Amazon is at the very least thinking about some way of finding some loophole to get rid of the showrunners. Maybe introducing more fresh faces and bringing them up to speed with it in the director team might be a first step towards that. I know, overly optimistic, but hey, I'm going to see something bright in it, don't you? Instead of merely seeing a bunch of women now being led to the slaughter. It's almost cruel. It's actually genuinely somewhat inhumane, as these people now have their names permanently attached to the Rings of Power. God damn it. Even the paid influencers who have flown out to a southern island to see the first episode never spoke of it again, and I imagine this shameful part of these women's history will be buried in the deepest end of their job applications in the future. They'll simply say, worked for Amazon in the period of 2023 to something. Oh, what did you do for them? That's secret. God damn it. What a silly world in which we live. And hey, I'm not even going to mention the idea of reverse discrimination because frankly, you already know how ridiculous it is to launch criticism at something for having an all-male staff, whilst also cheering the fact it's got an all-female one. But hey, the hypocrisy of the establishment in Hollywood is hardly newsworthy, so point and laugh is all I've got to say on that matter. Until next time, I've been Arch. Thank you all very much for watching, and I half look forward to the Rings of Power 2, because if nothing else, it was quite a impactful lesson in how not to do anything, ever. And hey, that's a good thing, right? Have a good day.